Hi, I'm Dr. Marianne Cintron, founder of Step by Step Dyslexia Solutions. We're a 501c3 nonprofit charitable organization. If what I share inspires you, please consider making a small donation. Just visit our website, dyslexia-solutions.com. Today, I want to talk to you about dyslexia and special education eligibility and monitoring your child's progress. So if you have an intelligent child and you suspect he or she has a learning disability because he can't read, write, or spell, this could be dyslexia. And this can be addressed outside of special ed if you want to pay for your child's private tutoring. And I would encourage you to start there because schools just aren't assessing for dyslexia. But at the same time, write your school a letter, district office, and let them know that you want your child assessed for dyslexia. You may have recognized reading, writing, and spelling deficits in preschool and even kindergarten. And schools just don't want to go there, but we really need to do early assessment and diagnosis for dyslexia. By having your child in special education, he or she can receive 2 to 5 hours of additional reading intervention. And with the correct advocacy, I once got a child 4 or 5 days a week, 45-minute intervention. So you can get advocacy to get more hours for your child. But there are additional resources outside the school that I want you to know are available. So if students aren't reading by fourth grade, they're at risk of if they're not reading at grade level by fourth grade, they're at risk of dropping out of high school and going to prison. So we don't want this to be your child. And we have some very happy parents whose children have received our intervention and they know that their kids are on the right track now. So today I'm going to discuss with you what parents should do to monitor the effectiveness of a special ed program if your child is in special ed. So if your child meets the eligibility requirements, that's another topic, you will be a member of the IEP team. So that's an individual education program or plan. So the school psychologist will take time to assess your child and the teachers will write the special ed teacher will write the goals for your child. And you need to be sure you speak to the school psychologist before the meeting what your child's scores were and also what the goals are to be sure you agree with them. So while this could be kind of intimidating, don't let it be because your participation is real important and they're going to have you sign a document that says you were listened to, and you can either sign that or not if they don't listen to you. So let me see what else. If your child is going into third grade, he or she needs third grade goals, and they will be modified to the level where your child is, probably at first or second grade reading. And if your child is fourth grade or fifth grade, they need grade level goals that will be modified to their academic level, but they need to have those goals so that they're um, achieving and striving for what other fourth grade or fifth graders are striving for. And you will have quarterly goals, which are called benchmarks. And this is where you see how your child is progressing. You want to be sure they provide tests and writing samples and some reading documentation to see how your child is progressing on the goals or the benchmarks. And I just want you to know that your child should also be receiving those Common Core standard time. So the English language hours and goals that are spent already are for Common Core. You know, reading, building sentences and paragraphs, and writing and comprehension and research. Those are all separate. The reading intervention needs a separate time slot. So it's crucial that your child receives 4 to 5 hours a week and taught with fidelity, somebody taught with an Orton Gillingham multisensory approach, which would be me. I can refer you to people. I have trained tutors, But let me ask you a question. How do you know if your child is making progress? Are you seeing an improved self esteem? Are you seeing writing improvements, comprehension improvements? Is your child able to articulate a little better? Maybe ask some better questions? So, we want to help build strategies to help build his memory. And when you get those IEP, the documents, just see if they're matching what you're seeing at home, because you want to be sure your child isn't getting so much support at school that he or she's not achieving this on their own as well. And so there will be times you want that support, but there's times you want to see what he can do on his own. We had a great school psychologist, the last district where I was, and she worked really hard with us on getting those goals accurate and getting them to meet where the child's deficits were. And also, we wrote the right accommodations for the student according to what their deficit was. If it was comprehension or auditory processing, there were specific accommodations we would write. So, just a note before you enroll your child in special education, if you can afford to get an outside assessment, just see if he or she would be eligible by that assessment. And then you can get started right away on some intervention. You also want to get that letter go at your school so that that clock starts. There's like a 50-day clock where they have to respond to you and have that IEP. So, being the parent of a dyslexic child is very stressful, not just for you, but for the family. And so, you want to be sure you communicate with the teachers, with the educational specialists, and your journey will be less stressful as you communicate more. You can reach out to me if you have any questions for a free consultation. My website is dyslexia-solutions.com. And if what I have shared has inspired you, please consider making a small donation to help us keep these messages going. Thanks so much, and bye bye now.